extraordinary performance. Can he do it again as the series has shifted back to Orlando? Or can the Magic wrap it up back home to make their way to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1995 as the Los Angeles Lakers wait in the wings? The usual capacity crowd, better than 17,000 still making their way in as we get ready for Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. It's the Cleveland Cavaliers facing the Orlando Magic. The Magic looking to close it out. And once again, the season is on the line for the Cavaliers. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert along with Reggie Miller sitting in for Doug Collins. We'll be joined in a moment by Craig Sager working the sidelines. Let's check out the McDonald's starting lineup. So look at the Cavs. LeBron James with 17 of his 37 points in the fourth quarter in Game 5 on the way to a triple-double. And Mo Williams comes off his best game of the series for the Magic. They need a bounce-back game from Rashard Lewis. He's on the front line with Hedo Turkoglu and Dwight Howard. Hedo with another stellar game on the road the other night. 10 of 18, he had 29 points in the backcourt. It's Courtney Lee and Rafer Alston. All right, Reggie, what are the keys for tonight's Game 6?
Well, I'm going to start with the point guard matchup. Rafer Alston in 2 losses. He's only averaging 3 points, 2 of 17 from the field. And Mo Williams in 2 wins, 22 points. How about the small things for the Magic? You have to make it from the free throw line. 28 of 41 in Game 5. And for the Cavs, ball movement. You are 5-1 in the playoffs when you have 20-plus assists. Share the basketball. And the supporting cast for the Magic, a plus 63 in bench points in this series, led by Michael Petras, who's outscored the Cavs bench alone 69 to 56. And for the Cavs, who will Mike Brown trust? But Marv, the showcase, Superman versus Iron Man. Dwight Howard averaging 19 points in the paint and 3 wins, only 9 and 2 losses, and LeBron James playing a taxing 44 minutes in this series, but he is averaging 41 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 8 assists.
And as you see, LeBron with that traditional choreographed routine, which he has taken on the road. The Cavs are 0-4 this season here in Orlando. 2 defeats in the playoffs, 2 losses in the regular season, including the Cavaliers' worst loss of the season by 29 points. That was back in early April, and the Magic led by as many as 41 in that game. But during the regular season, Cleveland had one of the best road records in the league at 27-14. And here at home, the Magic, during the regular season, winning 32 of 41 games. And at one point, they won 11 straight here at home.
Yeah, but those records are nice and all, but in a Game 6 situation, especially in a closeout game, you can throw those out the window. It's really who wants it more between these 2 teams.
Well, apparently, Steve Javie, who is working with Bennett Salvatore and Derek Stafford, said the tip was stolen by the Cavs, so the ball is awarded to the Magic.
Well, you heard Charles Barkley saying that Dwight Howard has to get started early. He's the one that can bring these Magic fans out of their seats early.
And that's exactly what he does. Delonte West and Mo Williams in the backcourt. Anderson Varejao trying to set the pick. Here is Williams. Got off to the quick start in Cleveland the other night. Lee going at West. Rebounded by Ilgauskas.
And it's funny, talking to both head coaches Stan Van Gundy and Mike Brown, early transition buckets are going to be at a premium for both teams.
Alston up tight on Williams. And LeBron touches for the first time. Leads Varejao. Nicely done.
And that is going to be something that Stan Van Gundy is going to have to address, especially in the pick and roll situation. Who's going to rotate over early to Anderson Varejao? He's great at slipping picks.
There's Turkoglu going at Ilgauskas. Rebound Howard, and he is fouled from behind by Varejao. So Dwight Howard will go to the line. The other night, Howard 8 of 13 at the line, did have 24 points, 10 rebounds, but he fouled out. In fact, fouled out as LeBron James, who just completely controlled the fourth quarter, went right at him. And that was number 6 on Howard.
Well, how the officials officiate Dwight Howard is going to be key in this game. but he can't be dumb and pick up silly fouls, especially when LeBron James is going to be attacking him in that pick and roll situation. So he's going to have to learn sometimes to let LeBron or whoever else, sometimes it's okay to give up an occasional two. You can't block and contest everything.
And at the other end, Stan Van Gundy concerned that White has been a bit tentative on some possessions because he's afraid of picking up early fouls, and he has fouled out of 3 of the games.
Well, you can't worry about picking up fouls. If it's in your nature to be aggressive defensively, then you've got to play that way.
That pass picked off. LeBron opening up as he did the other night, trying to get everyone involved. And the foul is called on Varejao. That's his second. Hit him from behind.
And now what does Mike Brown do as he looks down at Ben Wallace to come in as Anderson Varejao, probably their best skilled defender big man on the Cavs team, picks up a quick 2 fouls early in this first quarter.
So Varejao will sit down, and Ben Wallace has done a nice job the last 3 games of this series as he contends with Dwight Howard. So Wallace has come on. There's Howard way off. We're just underway here at Amway Arena in Orlando. Game 6 of the best of 7. Delonte West playing despite a bruised hip, gets it inside. Wallace is fouled and pushed by Howard, and that's a foul you do not want to give.
And you saw as soon as he put his hands on his head, he understood that is a silly foul to foul Ben Wallace, because I'm not quite sure he was going to make this layup anyways, but these are the silly fouls that Charles was talking about at the top of the show that he can't get into, because they need him on the floor. It's a premium to have him on the floor.
And Wallace only a 42% free throw shooter during the regular season at 27 of 64. Not a guy who spends much time at the line, although there could be a hack of Ben involved, particularly if he gets the playing time. With Varejao sitting down early with the 2 fouls.
Well, I like the philosophy of it, but Dwight Howard can't be the guy that's hacking him.
Here's Lewis, got the step on Wallace, rebounded by Ilgauskas. James yet to take a shot here at the start, just setting people up. Ilgauskas. Rebound is handled by Howard.
And with Ben Wallace on the floor, Dwight Howard could be that roaming defender.
Alston for 3. Rafer Alston in game 4 had a career playoff high of 26. Game 5 the other night, hit his first shot of 3 and then missed 9 in a row to finish 1 for 10. James, yes. So LeBron James connects on his first attempt. Lewis again gets the step. They swing it. And it's a 3-second violation. So the ball back to the Cavaliers.
Dwight Howard thought that Courtney Lee was going to take that 3-point in the short corner and kind of camped out in the lane.
Cavaliers trying to send it back to the Q in Cleveland for a game 7 Monday night. Game that will be seen exclusively here on TNT, starting at 8 with the pregame show, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Well, the Magic trying to wrap things up here. Williams able to get it back. Wallace on the tip.
Well, you're talking about garbage points and points around the rim. That's what Ben Wallace is going to give you. 2 opportunities there for Mo Williams to score and couldn't finish.
Game is tied at 6. Turgler hooks a pass down low to Howard, and he stops. An 8-6 lead for the Magic. James, yes.
That's 2 outside shots for LeBron James, and that's what's going to make it difficult as this game goes on. If he's making that shot, that means he's going to be able to get into the paint.
Lewis hits the 3. Rashard Lewis, who did not have a good shooting game the other night, has given the Magic a 3-point lead. Daniel Gibson coming off the bench, getting set to check in. He was a major contributor the other night. Here is James. This time came up short. Lewis once again able to beat Wallace off the dribble and draws the foul. Rashard Lewis has been a very difficult cover for Ben Wallace. Ilgauskas picks up the foul.
Yeah, I like the penetration. Hedo Turkoglu finding Dwight Howard on the roll in the finish, and look at Rashard Lewis in transition. And this is what makes him so difficult at 6'10", being the trailer, stretching the defense with that 3-point shooting.
Rashard Lewis the other night just 4 of 12 from the field, although finished with 15 points. You can vote for which player you want to watch. Get enhanced coverage of the Eastern Conference Finals right here on TNT Overtime Extra, presented by Axe Only on NBA.com. Now Mike Brown going small as he brings Gibson in for Wallace. So Gibson, West, and Williams in a 3-guard set along with James and Ilgauskas.
Well, if Varejao hadn't picked up 2 early fouls, this would have been the early rotation for Mike Brown, bringing in Daniel Gibson as the first sub off the bench. This is a lineup that he feels comfortable with because you've got shooters to surround LeBron James with.
The other night in Cleveland, the Cavaliers jumped right on the Magic, led by as many as 22 in the first quarter, but Orlando got right back into it in the second quarter. Pass from James deflected out, last touch by Orlando, so the Cavs maintain possession with 6 on the 24.
Lineup also is tough for the Magic because you've got Rashard Lewis guarding the 6'2" Daniel Gibson, and that takes him away from the basket as well at 6'10".
Shot clock down to 2, down to 1, and as James took that hit, he took a shot to the head, foul by Turkoglu. James will go to the line.
Well, it was a nice spin baseline by LeBron James. It just looked like Hedo came over top and kind of got him on the head.
Oh, not kind of. He's dazed.
On the head or in the eye, it's hard to tell right there if it got it on the head and he's a little dazed or something got him in the eye. But look at the nice spin baseline. Get away from the defense, you go baseline. Where's your help? As Rashard Lewis, it looked like, came over from the weak side and got him in the eye, and that's where the foul occurred.
So the foul on Turkoglu, but as you mentioned, it is Lewis with the late hit, and did get James in the eye. So LeBron with his 5th point, and you look back as to what LeBron has been able to do in the Eastern Conference Finals here against the Magic, averaging better than 41 a game. 8.5 rebounds, 8 assists. He had a career high in terms of playoff competition with 14 rebounds the other night. And over the last 11.5 minutes, it was one of the great streaks in playoff history. He assisted on 30, either scored or assisted on 32 consecutive points. Nice move by Howard. Little jump step.
Like Howard attacking the body of Zydrunas. He knows he's quicker than take him to the basket, take him off the dribble, and attack the body.
Williams trying to rub off Lee. Able to get it back. Gibson, played by Lewis. Shot clock to 5. West, nice move on a step back by Delonte West.
Yeah, and he's the one Cav who's played consistent throughout this series.
Howard gets it very deep inside, and he draws the foul.
Just like when LeBron James gets into the paint, he's tough. And Dwight Howard, when he catches it down that low, you're going to have to send help and send help immediately. Taking it to the body of Zydrunas, using the glass and the soft touch, and Delonte West, the other consistent Cav, lacing up a jumper from up top.
Oh, and a humid 83-degree day in Orlando. We welcome you back. It's time for Gatorade Around the Cooler. Let's go to Craig Sager. Craig.
Well, Marv, all series long, Sam Gundy said he doesn't have an answer to stopping LeBron James, but he hasn't stopped searching. His assistant, Brendan Malone, helped develop the Jordan rules for Chuck Daly in Detroit. The last 2 days, Stan and Brendan have been looking at tape to see if they apply here. They found that when LeBron is on the wing and you force him to the elbow, he either finds a high-flying Verjao or Z slashing to the hoop. When he's on the top and you force him left, LeBron is actually ambidextrous. Right's left-handed, shoots right. And on the low post, if you double him from the top, well, LeBron is strong enough to shoot over it and tall enough to find the open man. So later in Michael's career, he found a way to break the Jordan rules. LeBron may already have the ability to do so as well.
Thank you, Craig. At Indiana, did you guys have Jordan rules?
Yeah, it was called send him to the middle and let one of my Davis boys take him out the air. There was really no answer to guarding Michael Jordan. And I think what LeBron will find out as he matures and gets older in this league is that there's going to be so many defense that are going to be catered each and every night towards him. I like just that he trusts in his teammates and he's willing to give up the pass for them to knock down the shot.
And once again tonight, he is opening by trying to distribute the ball. He's 2 of 3 from the field, 6 points in all. Dwight Howard hitting on both. Magic with a 17-12 lead. Michael Pietrus has come on for Hedo Turkoglu. Pietrus has had a terrific series off the bench. Alston switching off to West. Delonte once again with that fadeaway shot, rebounded by Rafer Alston. Nice move by Alston, trying to curl his way in, and a good recovery on the help defense. Magic with 16 on the shot clock. We're coming up on 5 minutes to play in this first quarter.
It's real important that Dwight Howard doesn't pick up that second foul.
Open shot for Courtney Lee. Seven-point Magic lead. James going cross court. Here's Gibson for 3. Daniel Gibson, who has been able to break out. He hit 3 from downtown the other night in Game 5.
And that's the fear factor of LeBron James when he catches it mid-post. You're going to have to come over and double, and that unleashes the three-point shooting of the Cavs.
Nice play by Gibson, deflecting that pass thrown by Alston. Lewis switching off to James. Good job by Howard getting over to help. And here is LeBron for 3.
Back-to-back threes here for the Cavs. And if you're Rashard Lewis, you're going to have to pressure and make LeBron James put the ball on the floor, which is easier said than done because that means he's going to be driving into Dwight Howard.
So the Cavaliers are within 1. Howard backs his way off the double. Howard with the rebound and puts it in.
Nice first quarter so far for Dwight Howard. 11 points, 3 rebounds, 4 of 6 from the field.
Now Pietrus back on James. West played by Lee. Williams. Good ball movement by the Magic. Pietrus for 3. He loves that right-hand corner. And Mike Brown wants a timeout.
Transition buckets at a premium. Michael Pietrus from the short corner 3 with Delonte West closing out.
think coach told me that's my best shot, but I think that I can help my team a lot of different ways on the floor. But you know, when they double Dwight, I'm on the corner, so you know that I'll be able to make it. So he's part of the offense, me being on the corner and make three.
And by himself, Michael Pietrus, primarily having success with those corner threes, has outscored the Cleveland bench. Look at these numbers, 72-61 in favor of Michael Pietrus, who was born on the French Caribbean island of Guadeloupe, spent 5 years with Golden State, signed as a free agent by Orlando. He's come back from injury earlier this season. He missed 28 games, and as he likes to say, he's been the X factor in the playoffs.
Well, I agree with him, and what I've liked about him is that he's gotten it done at both ends, guarding that man with the ball right there, LeBron James.
Turkoglu is back, coming on for Rashard Lewis. Here's James to the fade, yes. Good start here for LeBron James, 4 of 5, 11 points. Wally Szczerbiak has come on for the Cavs. Howard able to chase it down. Just under 3 to go in this first quarter. 4-point lead for the Magic. Alston, nice move. Rafer Alston going at Daniel Gibson.
It was a nice fake right there because the Cavs thought that the lob was coming to Dwight Howard. And nice freeze move by Skip to Malou.
James pass off the mark. He thought he was fouled. He was blocked by Howard, and the pass ends up out of bounds.
Howard has to be careful not to pick up that second foul in this first quarter. Sometimes you've got to let LeBron James go. LeBron's making it a point to drive at his body.
And we saw that on a number of occasions in the fourth quarter the other night. Here's Howard, rejected by Wallace. Wallace from the weak side, able to get to Howard.
Well, I like the move here by Dwight Howard, trying to get around Ben Wallace. He kind of loses the ball right here. He gets the recovery, but Big Ben coming from the backside with the block.
8 on the shot clock. Poked away by Wallace. Alston with a long rainbow three.
Less than 2 minutes remaining in the quarter, less than 2.
This looks like what we saw in the fourth quarter the other night, but Howard comes out to help. Szczerbiak open for 3 and way off. And the crowd enjoys that air ball.
Well, it's not like LeBron James is going to stop going to Wally, because they're going to be doubling down and there's going to be shooters open. Wally just has to get his confidence and step into that jump shot.
Now Turkoglu played by James. Howard facing the double. West coming over to help. Good recovery there by Gibson. So Pietrus to the rim. Rebound Howard. It counts and the foul. What a start for Dwight Howard. The foul on Gibson, who tried to help.
Dwight Howard with his 3rd offensive rebound in this first quarter. You see the drive there by Pietrus and just keeping it alive, a la Dennis Rodman style, tipping it to himself. You see the foul down low and the nice body control by Dwight Howard.
And Howard 3 of 4 at the line. He's looking for point number 14.
This is the most active, especially in the first quarter, that I've seen Dwight Howard all series.
Unable to complete the 3-point play. Rebounded by Szczerbiak as we approach a minute left in this first quarter. Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Final. The Magic hoping to close it out. Cavaliers trying to take the series back to Cleveland. West. Wallace could not control. Back comes Turkoglu. You see Szczerbiak trying to foul Howard. And there was no call. The ball was deflected out, last touched by the Cavs.
Well, Dwight's going to have to know that the double team now, especially after the quick start he has had in this first quarter, is going to be coming.
Here's Lee on the move. Courtney Lee with his second field goal. Orlando opens up a 10-point lead. It's an 11-2 run for the Magic. And James had it deflected away, and there was no question about the intent of LeBron James looking to go right, and Howard seeking to pick up that second foul.
Well, in this pick and roll situation, when Ben Wallace is on the floor, Dwight Howard is dropping all the way into the lane because he doesn't need to guard Ben Wallace all the way out there on the floor.
Here's Serbiak for three. Yes, so he comes right back following the air ball a moment ago.
Well, how about the three-point shooting for both teams? 3 of 5 for the Cavaliers and 3 of 4 for the Orlando Magic.
7-second differential between the game clock and the shot clock as this first quarter winds down. Alston using the pick. Howard with the rebound. Howard squeezes it. Crowd looking for a foul. Cavaliers, final seconds of the quarter. James. Oh, what a play by James, using his speed to follow up the shot and score with 0.2 of a second, and that's the end of the first. Dwight Howard, 5 of 9, 13 points, 5 rebounds. LeBron James, 5 for 7 from the field for 13 points. He opened up looking for teammates and then went to the offense.